Good evening, fellow citizens and residents of Singapore. Once more, our nation finds itself facing a pressing crisis. Our enemies are not flesh and blood or bullets and missiles. Yet they have surrounded us, air, land and sea. What threatens us today are the visible smoke particles that have enveloped our nation as well as parts of Malaysia and Indonesia again. Yes, my friends, all of us have just gotten hit by the haze yet again. This time, it is an environmental disaster of the first order. The PSI has shot up past 400, a new record of the sort we don't want. We believe that this is not what Indonesians want either, as said by Mr Agung Laksono, Coordinating Minister for People's Welfare in Indonesia. But is it nature that has caused this disaster, as Mr Laksono has claimed? Is it something that people can do nothing about? It is clear that the fires did not start of their own accord. Apart from the slash and burn cultivators who often bear the brunt of the blame, it seems that corporations are complicit in the act as well. This is why I hope that Indonesia will carefully consider Singapore's call to step up enforcement efforts to prevent forest burning, and that Indonesia will ratify the ASEAN Anti-Haze Treaty. Doing so will send a clear signal to the forest arsonists that their behaviour is deplored by the entire region. We need to be united as one ASEAN to fight this hazard to Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore and other countries. In no way is this a childish goal. At the same time, our country must not simply seek to rely on Indonesia's efforts. While we have offered some assistance, including the provision of satellite images, our level of preparedness needs improvement. As stated in our shared values, nobody owes Singapore a living. Our country needs to step up its efforts to ensure that the supply of N95 masks is ready from the get-go. While it is commendable that we have kept a stockpile of these masks, our reserve masks have taken several days to be distributed. I hope that more effort will be made to look into how to increase the speed of distribution of these masks. Our government should also look into other measures to alleviate the effects of the haze. I hope the Haze Task Force will look into developing haze guidelines, issuing health advisories, and performing cloud seeding even in Singapore itself to try to dissipate the haze. It is also worrying that construction workers may be continuing to work in this period. I hope that N95 masks will also be distributed to these workers to ensure their safety and health. In addition, we should consider the implementation of more work from home during this period. In times of crisis such as this, it is important that all our leaders lend their expertise in solving our problems. President Tony Tan mentioned in his election speech that one of the President's responsibilities is to represent Singapore at home and abroad. I hope that he will weigh in on the situation and do his best to join in the efforts to convince Indonesia to step up its enforcement against haze causation. Finally, we have to recognize that an environmental problem is ultimately a scientific and engineering problem. No amount of preparedness can beat a technological solution. Our country needs to invest in air purifier technology and develop a revolutionary way to combat the haze. Given that this has been a recurring problem, I am surprised that concerted research efforts have not been made in this direction. Haze is a Singaporean problem and needs a creative Singaporean solution. Whether it is to develop a chemical that can attract pollutants, or outdoor air filters, or even suction mechanisms to dissipate the haze. I am sure that our best technical minds can do it if there is sufficient investment and sufficient will to develop technology in this area. And in closing, my message to the forest arsonists is sila berhenti membakar yang hutan-hutan. Please stop burning the forest. Thank you.